lag when I hit the go live and then it does absolutely nothing for a few seconds and then it starts countdown. I'm like, do I need to hit it again? Like, what's going on? But
I think so far we
hello,
haven't done anything awkward, right? While it's going.
yeah,
Thinking
don't say
of
anything
that.
incriminating. It's live and recordable now. We have Joe back with the show. It's been a minute since we got to have you. And you know what, Kathy, I meant to ask you before we went live. Do you know Joe already?
You know what? I don't know that I've ever personally met you, Joe, but I know of you.
And
So,
now, Kathy, you're the one from Ohio, correct?
correct.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I met you, I think it was over 10 years ago.
Oh,
Okay.
And Greg, am I right? Greg is your
Correct.
husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It was an old hospital. I took the journey
Oh,
down.
St. Joseph's.
Yes.
That
And
was an amazing place.
it is. It's,
Mhm.
I wish it was still around though.
I know.
Sad
I
these
know.
locations disappear. But I do know you, and I follow you as
Uh-huh.
well, and I think you guys do great stuff.
Yeah, I follow you too. I've been watching your stuff on Facebook as well. So I know you that way, you know what? I've met so many people, and I don't remember names or anything. So that's just who I am. I can't help it. It's who I am. But it's good to meet you this way too, and get to know you a little bit more.
Thank you. I'm
Now
looking
he has
forward to
time.
this. I'm excited about this. I love
Mhm.
talking to great people, and I'm really excited about this. So,
Now he
Mhm.
has time to travel. Well, we'll have time to travel soon, so we can come see you. Maybe we
yes.
can make a road trip together because I have yet to be there either. So maybe we can carpool and hold each other accountable to get there.
Yes. We'll have some
Mhm.
fun. We'll do some crafting when you come.
That sounds good to me. You know me, right, Melissa? I'm a crafter,
oh
and
yeah.
with magic too. So
Yeah, I'm like, you know what would probably be a cool thing? And then like by next Tuesday, Kathy's walking in and she's like, remember, did you mean like this? And I'm like, yes. Yes, I did.
It's a superpower.
But that's a cool segue, crafting, because Joe, you make paranormal investigation equipment, and I know we talked about like one of your babies last time, but I wasn't sure if you had like a new piece you were working on.
Yeah, I love spirit communications. I'm always looking for the right frequency to talk to these spirits, which we call them spirits. We don't know what it is still, but we can actually locate and zone in on the frequencies we're going to need. I like to use the spectrum analyzer to get in there and actually find that number, and we can tune some of the gear that I built to communicate with that frequency. I have a motto where I always say, keep it real. I like stuff that really will give you something, some data, something that is you can apply to your investigation. And the spirit box seems to be a big thing right now, and it's nothing more than a digital Ouija board. And using that, you got to deal with frequencies of radio stations. But today, we're seeing less and less radio stations. That's going to start to shrink. But our cell phones frequencies are growing. So it's almost like a trade-off. We're trying to block the radio frequencies, but on the other hand, we have to, excuse me, have to take care of those cell phone frequencies as well, because 5G is a massive uh, bandwidth. It's just, I mean, when we first started with cell phones, we used 900 megahertz, which is real narrow. Didn't affect us. 5G is, my God, this stuff rips through buildings like there's no tomorrow. And it's hard to block it now, even with Faraday blankets or anything like that. So we're developing something that can literally sneak underneath that frequency to get those voices to come in. And we're doing it. I like clear, crisp responses. I'm not into the huge distortion of things, and I want to know if I ask a name and I hear a name, it comes through, and then you can continue to ask questions with that spirit. Because I came up with a theory that, again, when we're using Spirit Box, we have a 4-minute duration, and the reason for that, the Earth clicks 1 degree every 4 minutes. And we're moving, and I don't think they are. It's like constantly fishing them in. pulling them in. And I usually run a clock, and I'll say, yeah, I only have 4 minutes with you. And I'll continue to follow my vibration. This is my signature. And I'll use a generator, a frequency generator. I'm saying, this is me. So I'll send out maybe 728 or 528, which is the human frequency, and just constantly ping them so they can continue to talk. Now, that's spirit that we call in, and then you have local spirits in haunted locations. They seem to hang around a little more, but still, after 4 minutes, boom, they disappear. We notice that they're gone, and we can adjust that frequency, so many degrees either way, and you pick them back up. So that's showing me we're moving. They're really not. And it's kind of hard. That's why doing this field, you have to move quickly. You have to have your gear ready to go, because it's such a time thing anymore. It's not like, oh, I got a couple of hours. It's not like that anymore. We're finding a tendency that these spirits seem to move quickly, and so are we. I mean, today is April 12th, right? Are we supposed to lose gravity sometime today for 7 seconds? That's the big thing across everything. I don't think it's going to happen, but hang on. Don't go outside too much. That's what we were talking about last
Well,
night.
it'll make the human body feel better if we lose some gravity. I would take that.
My spine will feel much better.
Right? The joints will feel better.
But it's little things like that with the frequency. I love it. I believe in recording the two qualities of either frequencies of voice or, again, video. Those are the only two things that we have left in this field that are legit. A lot of beeping machines, which, tinkering with engineering. The chips that they use are not meant for that. It's not like a cell sensor 10 to 15 years ago. It was a little copper cell sensor you would use, and it would only pick up that frequency. Now they have chips coming from other countries to come in that pick up thousands of frequencies, and they'll beep, beep, beep. And you know what? I'm not saying they don't work, but just from my experiments, I can set it off a mile away with the cell phone if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find this all interesting. I think we can all agree on what you're saying about the time, the 4 minute time frame and everything like that, and how things do work on time. Because I think we can all agree on there's times when you go into a haunted location and you're like, oh man, you can really feel the energy here. And you take a walk around and learn about the place, and then you go get your equipment and you go to those areas, and it's like, it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And it's like you missed that moment.
Yep. And it's frustrating. And that's why I was paranormal in a backpack. Take what you can carry and be able to utilize it quickly, because when it's gone, it's gone. And I used the Hinsdale house as an example. We were in the Hinsdale house, and we had 45 minutes of just amazing events that took place. But after that, not a sound, not a peep, nothing. And we clocked it, and we actually could feel this energy coming in. And we had meters that were able to tell us a frequency shift. And we're like, holy cow. But then you start to see it deplete rapidly. And that means it's moving. And we couldn't track which way it was going. And it was frustrating because some of my team members, I have a police detective, I have a scientist, I have an engineer, and we're like, we need to build something to be able to follow this energy now, to be able to say it's over there, and we can go over there. And I've been working on a radar system. But again, how radar is, it's like an open MRI, to be honest with you. It's like getting an x-ray, so you have to be cautious with that. And I gave a lecture about 2 months ago, and I brought up the theory of a fish finder. The fish finder finds fishes through waves traveling through water. So we try to invert it and send the fish finder down the hall to see if we can pick up masses. But we needed moisture, because that's how it needs water. So we filled it with humidity, and it was picking up certain things, but it wasn't as sound. So we've been working on basically a handheld radar system that'll pick up the anomalies that we're searching for. You can actually program in the frequencies you're looking for. What types of masses and things like that. But we know how this field gets. It gets so, we want to build it. We want to build this and charge thousands of dollars. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to keep it cheap and affordable. And I want to put the blueprints out there. But once you put the blueprints out, we all know what happens. People take it, run with it, and then it becomes, I don't know. And I'm getting older. I don't care. You know, I always tell people go with it. Just make it legit. But with radar, you can falsify things with AI. And we all love those two letters, don't we?
I just
Because
picture
90% of the video up there is AI generated, and we don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, and I always had that issue with photos prior to AI and way you can manipulate through apps, photos and everything. And that's why I never trusted, regular images because they could be so manipulated so easily. And now you have AI and gosh, you don't know it's real. You have to
Yeah.
like look super, super close to see. So yeah. That's why
Mess
we
around
don't
with
put any of our evidence out there
Yeah.
because it's open for critique and we know what we got and we're fine with it. We don't need to show that to the world. We're doing what we intended to do, and that's helping people to feel more comfortable in their home or business. So we don't put any of that out there because people will pick it apart even if it's true. But I do the same thing. I pick things apart because I'm like, well, it can be manipulated by an app.
Oh,
Well, this issue we ran into, Melissa and I, when we kind of started doing this, we're like, oh, we should have all this evidence. Well, she was doing this before me with Marianne, but we were like, oh, we should have all this evidence. We do this paranormal stuff. We help all these people, but we really don't have the evidence. We don't have the pictures, and the stuff we do have, there's reasons we can't share it. But it actually makes it hard. People think because we do this, there's like all this evidence, and we do have evidence, but it's our things, and it's so easily
Right.
manipulated. And I mean, so I guess it gives people a little insight into that because people really just assume that we should have this whole collection, this whole library of these amazing
Mhm.
things. But it's sad that everything gets manipulated, and so many people. I know we all get them, right? People are sending us videos they've seen online. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? What do you think about this? Whether it's like cryptozoology type stuff or spirits and. It's like, well, yeah, so AI, here we are. Master Thomas is up
Yes.
there. He's just laughing, like, told you guys, told you this was going to happen.
Mhm.
yeah. We had a nice window. We had about 20 years prior without AI, and it was fun because we had a lot of trust as well.
Yes.
Now we don't. Now it's all about how many views you can get on YouTube or TikTok and things like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's the younger generation. That's their thing.
Right.
But it's all the same content where it's not paranormal research. It's like a horror movie you're watching.
It's
It,
paranormal entertainment.
yes.
Yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying, Joe. It's purely paranormal entertainment, and you're right. It's just for the views. It's how many views they can get to make themselves look glorified. And you're right. It is the younger generation. It's the new generation coming up. It's not who we were during our time, but now it's their time, and it's
Everybody's trying to capture something,
yeah.
right? Like they're trying to be the better, the cooler, the more intense thing. It's not, I don't know. There's not the hard to, it's more just even like travel, right? You see these travel pages and it's like they're just traveling to get the picture of the image or of the scenery. They're not embracing themselves in the situation, right? Or their experience. And that's kind of what's happening with the paranormal world too, right? People are just hurry up getting the evidence, but they're not actually seeing what's tied to it, who's tied to it, where it's tied to, what time period, all the stuff that we spent time to. They're just, hey, I had this really cool evidence. And then on to the next thing and trying to prove to somebody else. And that part's kind of sad.
Yeah,
It is.
paranormal's changed.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, Melissa, you're muted.
Sorry, I was in the back end of like YouTube and Facebook checking settings. I'm like, they don't need to hear me clicking. Anyway, Kathy, have you guys had a good lecture at like Parapsychon of like how to spot AI evidence? So, like, if Joe's trying to present something like, here's what I've captured, how Joe can say and prove like this is not AI, I can prove it, versus like somebody coming in with this huge following and all these AI videos. Like, how can like Joe protect himself from being tagged as like somebody with AI, or people like us trying to find stuff to show online, how to differentiate?
We haven't had anybody talk about that, Melissa. A very interesting topic that you're bringing up because, I never even thought about that because it is the way the world is going. So let's get ahead of it and train people, right? And that's
Mhm.
basically what you're saying. Okay, it's here. So let's figure out how to spot it. So, yeah, do I think it would be a great subject
And
for a
maybe
parapsychon? Absolutely.
maybe Joe, because Joe, you sound like you've got some knowledge on how to spot these. Maybe Joe can do your talk. I'm throwing you under the bus, Joe. And
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe this
and
will
no,
be a
I
and
parapsychon.
agree.
and just to
Well,
let you know, I don't handle that part of it. That part is Greg. So if you are interested, which I honestly I think it would be a very good topic, you need to reach out to Greg, and you know his contact information because and um, he does have a long list of people that are standing in line to be speakers. I'll just put that out there too, but I think it's where we're going, and I think we need to learn.
I think that would be a good shortcut kind of in the line, not to cut anybody
Yeah,
off that's waiting, but how many people are you going to have come in that are sharing AI things and altered things where if you can have somebody kind of intervene and then have all the other things go forward, that'd be kind of a
well, yeah,
nice.
and then not even at Parapsychon, that's a good topic. That's a good topic to do like a little event. You know how we have the paranormal 101s out there?
Yeah.
How to spot AI. That's you're talking about doing crafts and stuff in your location.
You thought you were going to
Um,
wind down. We just started a whole nother chapter for you.
yeah,
yeah.
we have meetups here, and we talk a lot about AI and
Uh-huh.
how you can spot it. But again, AI is fully generated. You take multiple pictures and you say, combine it and make it look creepy. So there's no more layering because back in the olden day, you would have Photoshop
Right.
and you would take this and put this up on the screen, and there was software that can look at layers and you can see the layers in the photo. With AI, it's not anymore. It's all generated into a photo, and it's very difficult to spot it. And it's it's frustrating because we're actually waiting for someone to develop something to check that in AI, and I don't think anyone wants to touch it.
Why not?
I think they feel they'll be left out. They'll be known as the person who ruined paranormal research or anything else. They don't, because it's such a high right now. And you look at these photos and some of these videos, and just by looking, I mean, again, AI is going to be a little bit different. It's like having a robot talking to. They're not fluent the way we are. It's still you can see the jittery of it and the change of pixelations within a second if you're really looking into it. You can kind of spot it, but it's getting better every month. It's getting better and better. And I test it. I work with all the AIs trying to figure out, where we're going with it. And some of our meetups, we have engineers here that'll talk about it and they just shrug their shoulders. They're like, I didn't go to school for that. I'm an engineer. I developed this, and people are using the AI to develop things. And again, about 2 years ago, we tested the theory of AI writing a book, and I I think we did it on sheds and shutters, the SNS. Write a book on sheds and shutters, and I want a 600-page book. This breaking down different, 12 chapters of this and this. It took AI to write this book 72 hours. I had it proofread through AI, and it corrected it, and I had it published within 1 week.
Wow.
A book
Scary.
that I had nothing to do with. I did none of the research.
Oh my God.
And I published 5 copies, and I put them out there and said, hey, what do you think of this book? And people thought, oh my God, this is so well done. So Amazon stopped taking self-published because that's how people were making money. They would tell AI, write a book on cooking, write a book on this. They get it published, throw it up on Amazon, and sell hundreds of copies. And it started getting to the point to where authors were saying, why should I write books anymore? And that to me is scary.
Yes, it is. I think
Well, and
that the whole concept of all of that is so scary because you've got authors. Okay, I didn't even think of the author side of it, but you know, just the design of the graphics and everything. We have our graphic designers that we're putting out of business.
Oh yeah,
You
everything.
know, and like with Parapsychon, we don't use our AI. We have a graphic designer that we work with, and she produces all of our graphics because that's who she is, and I don't want to take that away from
Yep.
her or anyone else. And the way that it's going, I'm sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox. The way it's going and everything, the whole thing is scary. It's almost like a sci-fi movie.
And it's just the way of the future. So how do we
Mhm.
adapt to it? I mean, my
Right.
father used to say to me, "Oh, you guys are all crazy." And back in the 80s, they
I'm
would
with you.
say, no. And I would tell him, Dad, it's the way of the future. And
I'm
I,
pretty late into that decade.
trying to get myself to understand that this is the way of the future. How do we adapt to this? How do we control this? And it struggles because I was always taught differently. And it gets frustrating to me, but here I am sitting down and you start to see these graphics like on Facebook for events. They're all AI generated and they all look the same.
Sorry.
They have that look
Yeah.
to it, which is
Mhm.
fine because it gives it like a mysterious look. But when I do a library or a lecture, I still get into my software and I'll make my banner. And people say, "Oh, it's so old school." And I'm like, "It is,
It
but it
This
is,
is
but
part of
tells
it.
you what the information you need, and I can always edit it." And again, AI makes me look a lot nicer, but that's just another thing. It's and I love it, but it's just the way of the future with paranormal. I'm not sure where we're going to go. I mean, just 10 years down the road, this whole field could be wiped clean, where it doesn't exist anymore just because of AI is just ruins everything. And you got to be prepared for that. Um, I like to, when I do a lecture, I tell them the way it was. And hopefully it'll sink into some young minded person that says, you know what, maybe I should look into that, maybe build off of that instead of going the AI route. And it just takes one person and it'll start to snowball. But I'm hoping for that.
Mhm.
Will it happen? I'm not sure. It is what it is. There's nothing really we can do about it.
I struggle with technology, so I'll still be on the old bandwagon to the day I die because I'm just so resistant to it. I'm like borderline. I could just become Amish and be okay with it. So,
Yeah, you're probably going to live happier. There's
yeah.
less stress with
I keep
less
trying to get
technology.
more like my pages. I'm sure you know, like I hardly do anything in my pages. And I'm trying to make myself like I just can't like come see me in person. I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah,
video myself. Even this was hard. Melissa dragged me a little bit, but I just like so resistant to the technology part of it.
but
I
it's
just like
us.
old school. I like my dowsing rods. Actually, they're sitting. Oops, sorry, that was loud. They're sitting right here. I still like my dowsing rods. I still, myself, the intuition.
Well, I mean, kind of speaking of that, Joe, you mentioned a little bit ago about using fishing, technology to see, and then it makes me wonder, like, what other, I don't want to say weird, but weird equipment have you tried in ghost hunting just to see, if it can work, if it can give a whole new perspective? I never would have thought to be like, hey, go get your fishing equipment off the boat and let's go
Yeah.
set that up. But it's
It,
fantastic to think of it that
it,
way.
again, we're seeing different countries making these circuit boards and these chips. And when I say a chip, it's a circuit chip where you can literally take a project board and build anything you want. You can build a radio, you can build a cell phone finder, you can do all this stuff now. And I've been playing with it a little bit. And everyone knows about the Panasonic DR60, that incredible voice recorder, and I have a couple. I've sold a couple to TV shows and things like that, but I'm actually duplicating it. I'm making one, and we're close. We're really close to nailing that down, and it won't be $2,500, $3,000. It'll probably be between $50 and $70 for the voice recorder.
That's what I absolutely love about you. You keep things normal for the average person. You're not trying to like gouge everybody. Like you're just down to earth and just, I don't know.
Yeah,
you want everybody to have a good experience and a genuine experience, and you're not out to make a ton of money on it. I love it.
And that brings up like a good side topic when you're talking about the cost of things, right? I mean, people can see kind of like my gaming setup, and I know like even building gaming computers, the RAM, the memory, because of what's going on in the world in China. So it's like when you're building these pieces, the cost of ghost hunting equipment. Have you guys noticed the cost of equipment going up because of like RAM and memory? And you were just saying like the ones you're building don't have to be that expensive?
Again, a lot of this new gear is based on, there's a lot of AI in a lot of the new gear. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but there's a device that spits out words. We dissected one and we found a GPS locator inside. Why? So it knows you're standing in a cemetery. So it knows you're standing in a church. It's, I don't want to bash anything, but why? And then it associates a certain type of word with that location, and it's misleading. I don't know. I don't want to say it's false, it's wrong. I don't know, but I couldn't understand why there was a GPS locator inside. And that's why a lot of the apps, again, our phones are highly technical. You use those voice apps too. It's the same thing. It knows where you are. If you like to really throw it off, it's throw off your locations when you go to use it. It might speak Spanish because it might, maybe they're in Spain. They're not. Once you turn on that location finder, it's going to know where you are and it's going to associate things. And I don't know. That's why, I'm not, let people go out, have some fun. They're doing their thing. But it's $500-$600 for something like that. It's scary, especially today. And I usually put these little kits together for under $100. You get a voice recorder, you get a K2, you can get a little camera too. There you go. Go record what you can find, and hopefully you find it. And I always tell them, you want to record audio, use your phone. Get a dictation.
I agree.
I still use my old school recorder with those little AAA batteries in it, not even rechargeable, none of the fancy stuff. The old that thing's probably 20-something years old.
Yep, I love that. I sell reused stuff too here, and people will gobble it up. I go around and I'll go to AV sales out of colleges, and that's where I found a Panasonic DR60. And it was in the box, and I'm like, there's two of them sitting right there. And I'm like, I'll take the whole box. And there were old Sony's, Olympus, and things like that. And that's what you want to use. The Zoom recorder is outstanding because you can turn off your filters. I love stuff like that. And again, keep it simple. Keep it simple. These spirits are not highly technical. They don't say, wow, there's a $1,500 spirit box there. I'm only going to talk through that one.
Well, Joe, if you were hanging around haunting, you might say that, right? But Joe's ghost might say that. But the spirits that we're investigating, they're like, what is that thing?
Yeah.
Tap it.
I'm just saying, when I come back, I'm so messing with all those expensive electronics. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I'll post it.
I short circuit stuff now. Wait till I'm on the other side.
I don't know, but I'm kind of to the point right now. I don't use equipment. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of my age and how long I've been doing it and everything, but I am now to the point of I just like to experience it. I know what I'm experiencing. I know that it's there. I don't have to prove anything. But I like to go into locations and just sit there and absorb it. And have that personal experience. If there's equipment around, and it confirms what I'm feeling, great. But I don't know. I'm to the point where I'm like, there's so there's so many pieces of equipment out there that are like you said, um, they have GPS built into them and things like that. If I'm going to use anything, it's my phone. Like you said, the phone with the video app on, or not video, the voice recorder app. I love using that. And like you said, you don't have to go out and buy a really expensive one. Everybody has it. Everybody has a phone, and you can sit there and watch it. So if you're in a quiet location and there's nothing going on, and you're in a room by yourself, and all of a sudden that thing starts moving, you just might have something. And what's really cool about it is you can go back to that spot and listen.
Yeah.
So I'm in a complete agreement with you on just using the audio recorders on your phone.
And the Apple product has 3 microphones on it. And there are apps that'll activate all 3. So you have a dynamic stereo recording.
Oh,
And you can literally plug headphones in, listen live, and it has a tag button. You hear something, you just slightly touch the screen, it copies 10 seconds back. So it's easy to go through it as well. I like
right.
listening live because when you hear the voice come in, you can respond to it. And I love that. And a lot of them will say, he hears me. Oh, I do. I always tell them,
Mhm.
I hear you. And I always tell them, I got less than 3 minutes with you, and we're going to be separated. And this may sound crazy, but you got to look at sounds from the past that these spirits can recognize. I'll use a kazoo, a simple
I
kazoo
love
with the
it.
vibration of it. We'll send it out, and you'll be shocked the way they actually will come towards you, because they're like, I know that sound. That's a kazoo. I had one when I was a child. Duck call, same thing. You want to create these vibrations that they can recognize. And again, with some devices that says it uses a database, any spirit prior to 1995 has no idea what a database is. And you have to take that into thought as well. My thing is, I want to talk to them, even if it's for 2 minutes. I want to know this, I want to know this, and I want to know this. And sometimes they'll answer you. And then you'll hear another voice will say, shush. And I'm like, whoa, what, are you being watched? And it goes silent. And that's where I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Is there something watching them? And say, no, 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 you can't say that.
Interesting.
Put a translator on your phone, meaning you can speak English and then translate a foreign language. And watch the replies you get are in the foreign language. So you may, and that shows an intelligence that's like just unbelievable. I'll use French, Spanish. I'll even use Latin. Latin's one of the oldest that we know of, and you'll get Latin back. And it's like they can speak whatever they want, and that just blows my mind. Because who are we talking to? What is it? And I'll
I
take it into different situations too. Like I'll get a little out there. That rabbit hole gets a little deeper, a little fun. And I'll ask, are you from this world? And I get replies, no. Okay. And I'm thinking, you know the English language. And then I'll translate into Spanish and I get a Spanish response. The same thing I just asked them. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this? Who are we talking to?
Mhm.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. And once in a while, I'll get information from my son, the modern, slang like cap and all those
All right.
teenage
Yeah.
words. And
Mhm.
I'll try to use that. And it won't respond to it. It's like, whoa, wait, cap, what does that mean? Or crinzy, little things like that. It doesn't understand that. So does it use a dictionary? Where does it learn this language? Did it go the old time and roll out the scrolls and learn English, learn our alphabet?
Even about
And
past lives, right? Like if you had a past life in another language and if you're on, on your soul level, you would know all those languages. We're not all just from here. So, I mean, is it a human? Is it a spirit? Is it an entity? Like it's really endless, right? That's really cool. though. It's a different.
Yeah, and we can measure that too. We'll get a shadow figure and we can actually measure the energy of that shadow figure. Because I don't know if you ever notice a true entity starts off pixelated, where it's translucent. You can actually see through it, but you're like, what am I looking at? And sometimes it goes dark. We actually measured it bending light. It's bending light in. That's why it goes dark, and that's why the temperature drops. It's showing energy pull. And to me, scientists, that's a black hole.
Did you just call that like a mini black hole, Joe? Like that's what my science mind
That's
was like.
exactly. So now if I put my hand in that, what happens? I don't know.
You hope you don't grab an inappropriate part.
Well, that too. But it just takes me to a whole new level. Like, what are we dealing with? It could be something a little higher than we. It's not like, oh, it's my grandmother. This, don't get me wrong, they're with us, they watch us, but there's something out there that's controlling everything, and I don't know what it is.
Definitely a difference of how spirits manifest, like human spirits manifest versus like energies and entities and things like, definitely a tremendous difference on how they feel when they come through, what they look like. So
yeah, you see a full body and they're wearing clothes, and it's like, wait a minute, did the clothes die with them, or is that just a time shift? We're just seeing something that happened. And then you see a shadow figure come out, and they're fast. They don't go by, they don't have gravity holding them down. They can do what they want. And
and I wonder if that kind of has to do with our mindset too, when you talk about the clothes and everything. It's just the way that our mind will respond to things like that, that maybe our mind is placing that type of clothing on them.
yeah.
So, where it's kind
or
of
they
like
agree to do it to get noticed by us, kind of like they're like, oh, like telepathically, right? They're like, oh, they're expecting this of me, so I'll come through this way.
Yeah, just kind of your mind. It's kind of like when, okay, it's like when you're a kid and you're in your room and you've got a shadow of something and you scream because you think it's a monster. You turn on the light and it's a chair with clothes on it.
Mhm.
It's kind of like your mind produces that. So on the other side of it, you're seeing this, and to make it easier for you to receive, you place clothes on it. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. And most entities are two-dimensional, because people say it just vanished. You see my hand, and if I turn it this way, you're just seeing a smaller part of it. I think they're millimeter wide. They just rotate and they continue. It's funny because I have these photos from our venue, and whoever rents that spot, they're in for a treat, because this one creates a sparkler effect, like fireworks, and I've never seen that before. And then a figure's there, and I just stop and I let it do its thing, and the voice recorder, and I asked her your name, and she gave me the name. Her name's Jenna. We found her obituary. She died, got hit by a plow outside the building, and she used to frequent that side when it was a nail salon, and they used to take care of her. And we have a photo of her where you just see her with a hood. She's got her scarf, no eyes, but she jitters and she'll rotate, and you don't see it. Then she'll turn a little bit and it's distorted, and then she vanishes. But the sparkler effect, that's something new to me. I'm like, wow.
That's interesting because we have that happen in the attic at OSR. It's like sparkler.
And
That's the only, and it starts like almost like a light, and then it just goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's an energy. We can measure it, and you can see the frequency inside that sparkler, but it makes no sense because a firework has no frequency. It's a light anomaly. Well, why would this have a frequency? I'm not a scientist. I try to ask my friends, help me with this, and they're like, oh, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. And I'm like, I need to know more. And then I'll get into it and study it, and I'll spend 6 months trying to self-educate myself into certain types of frequencies and with sparklers. And then I'm like, all right, enough. What am I doing? And it's like, I'm 58 years old. I'm tired. What am I doing?
The couple things I've experienced like that were like more realm based than like dimensional beings. So I'll say that for whatever that's worth. That's kind of what I've picked up. With a couple different locations. Again, it's not a super common thing, but it was definitely connected to other realms versus dimensional beings. So, and the frequencies come through so different for that to me. Well, so I can't say technology wise because I don't use your technology, but like how I experience it and the vibrations and frequencies I feel through my body just feel different realms versus dimensions. And so the only experiences I've had with that have been definitely like realm based.
So that's fascinating because I agree with you. There are so many different levels. We can't even comprehend it all. And I journal everything. So I am up to like 34 journals, 1986. It explains, and I actually have old computers that can handle my floppy drives that I have stuff on. And my son's going through it now. He's starting to explore more into it. He's reading through them. And I've been offered a lot of money to publish. Do people really care? I don't know. And I mean, I love to read, but I won't spend hours and hours doing it just because it'll take me into another, and I'll miss something like I was supposed to do this or that. But I think it's more for a private. And I hate to use this because I know certain movies have said, it's for my grandkids to understand why I chose to do this. I worked 30 years in a corp. I retired and started, doing more in this field. I want them to understand why. And my son always says to me, Dad, you were so thin. I'm like, yeah, I was. It's youth. But
just wait, kid. Just wait. It'll catch
that's
up
what I told
him. It does everybody.
But he's understanding, and I try to explain to him, we got to, always keep an open mind, though. Don't believe everything you read. If you question it, do the research. And I love that about him. He's very respectful, and he'll take the information, and if he feels that he needs to get deeper, and he'll do the research. And I love that.
Well, he's your son, obviously.
That's what scares me. I told him to just stay away from this field. Stay away. Concentrate.
It's a hole you never get out of.
Yeah.
California. Once you're in, you can never leave.
How old is your son?
He is 19. He's going to second year at St. Bonaventure University, and he loves it. He loves his photography. He's really good at it, and I think I taught him well, and I love it. And he's just having the time of his life. And I told him, these are the 4 years you're going to say, wow, these were amazing. And I told him to treasure every single minute, no matter what it is. And
it's a nice area there, too.
It's so scenic. And I always tell him, when you go out, always keep an eye open for Bigfoot. You never know. It's all woods around the college, too.
Yeah.
Now, Kathy, I was going to say, Kathy, weren't you just in West Virginia or something looking for?
No, we're going next week. Next week, we're going Bigfoot hunting. Do you know Sherry Brake, Joe?
I don't. I probably do. If I saw the face, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, me too. Like I said earlier on the show. So, but yeah, Sherry Brake has like 400 acres in West Virginia, and she's had a lot of activity with all kinds of things. Spirits, Bigfoot, probably even aliens. Who knows? But she has this property, and she made what you were talking about. She did some cabins for Airbnbs and things like that.
Nice.
So we're going out there next weekend, and we're going Bigfoot hunting.
Nice. Bring a thermal camera. Bring a thermal if you have.
Oh yeah, we got one. Yeah.
Because if it has a heat signature, you're going to see it. And I always tell these TV shows when the productions go through, why don't you just have a couple choppers that run the military thermal, get low over the woods, scan it. When you see a signature, propel down. They're like,
because it could be a bear.
That's.
I mean, I was just in West Virginia, and stopped at Mothman, and I remember sitting outside Friday after driving, and just like, it's so nice and peaceful, and it was getting kind of dark, and I don't think most people who live in suburb know what true dark is away from the city until you're in dark.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of standing out there, and I'm like, I'm not afraid of any cryptids. I'm more afraid of a black bear coming out of the woods right now than I would be Mothman, Bigfoot, you know, and
The javelinas in Arizona.
Yeah. Just don't go around the time where they have their cubs. You'll be okay. Yeah. When they have cubs, they get so defensive, and they get very aggressive because they think you're coming for their cubs. And that's what I was told. So I always pick the seasons when I don't do much. I'll go down to Allegheny National Park, and I'll get in there, and I'll try to, do some research. I like to film people who had experiences. And we actually filmed a state trooper that told us a story that sticks with me. And we took us to the spot where he filmed it, and he told me where the tree was and what he was. And this guy had no reason to lie to us.
Right.
He's a state trooper. He had his kids, and he told us a story how he saw it. And he put his kids between 4 tree stumps, and he stood there with his 9mm sticking out, saying, if it looked at me, I would have pulled the trigger. And I agree with him, and I probably would have done the same, but he's like, I don't know what it was, I don't know who it was, but it was massive. It moved quickly, and it knew we were there, and it was looking because it could smell us. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a mile into the woods here from my vehicle. I am terrified of Bigfoot. I'll be honest. That to me is the thing that if I saw it, and I probably will, my luck, and I don't know what it's going to do. We're applying so much pressure around it. Is it going to snap one day and do something?
He might just flip us off and be like, stop following me. Right?
I would love that. If he understood the modern slang and gave us a finger and walked away. But it's to the point, these videos are getting better. You're seeing these in the woods videos are getting a little bit better and better. And I always try to use, and we're going back to AI, show me Bigfoot in the woods, give me a video, and it doesn't look the way these videos do. So we're at that point where it's just a matter of time before someone actually captures a great video of something. And it's going to happen probably within the next 5 years. And I think it's mostly in the Northwest, up in that area into Canada. It's just gorgeous up there, and there's so much to hide. All undeveloped, too.
I have questions for you about 2 locations in our area. So you mentioned Bonaventure.
Yes.
Have you been to the really cool, I can't think of the name of it, the really cool old hardware store?
I haven't.
Not far from, I'll have to look up the name and I'll send you a message to it. It's like really, it's been there forever, but it's just really cool when you go in there. So like if you go visit, your son can stop in there, whatever, but it's definitely like has its own thing going on. There's a lot of stuff to pick up in there. Really cool old place. They have everything you can possibly imagine, even like really old hand tools and stuff.
I love that. Like
definitely a place to go check out. Maybe you guys can like sneak in and investigate a little bit. Then you mentioned using kazoos.
Yes.
Have you done anything at the actual kazoo factory? That's what Tonawanda?
I have not. No. The reason, again, I use that word kazoo. Everyone knows what a kazoo is. And if you can literally measure that frequency, it's so distorted. It's so, it's not one, it's multiple. And it's like someone having a PA system for you yelling gibberish and putting radio through. It would get your attention. Like, what was that? And that's the whole point behind the kazoo. And you can go to Dollar Tree, pick them up for $1.25 for a set of 6, and just try it. Just sit there. Everyone hit the kazoo for 2 seconds. Stop. And watch it come to you.
You've got to be a lot of fun at parties. Bring your kazoos.
All right, Kathy, I want to hear your experiences in the prison now with the kazoo. I could see you just walking around tooting it.
Call them at the door. Have a whole bucket of kazoos at the door.
Yep.
Now, if I were the ghost walking around, I would instantly be angry and like smacking that. Like, that is like every parent of a certain age dreaded when the kid came home between kindergarten and 2nd grade with that damn kazoo and the song they had to practice for
right.
class. But it's a good point, Joe. I mean,
It
there's so
triggers
many
something.
people.
And I believe
Yeah.
in body cams. You can get body cams for $80 now. And I
Mhm.
wear that. It's a rigid neck thing, and it sits right here on my chest. Hit record. Again, I'm Italian. My hands go, and I got to learn to keep them down. So I put the camera up higher, and you'll be shocked what you catch on that. You can put one on the front, and you can put one on the back,
Oh, good idea.
and just walk
Oh,
around. And you will be shocked the stuff that tries to follow you.
oh, see, that's
Yeah,
a whole new fear that we don't need. It makes me think of like that one Exorcist movie where it's in the hospital and you're looking down a hallway and you see the main character walk, and then right after comes like this nurse demon. Like, we don't need that, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
I love it, and I sell a ton of them. People are into this, and they bring it in saying, Joe, look what we caught. And I know it's a back camera because you can see it pulling away from it, and you'll see these things peeking out behind you.
Mhm.
It's like you got one.
Oh, I'm angry. Don't follow
You
me.
know, it's interesting. When Greg and I took our trip to the West Coast, we were, of course, looking for Bigfoot too the whole way, but we had to get the cameras for the car, one in the front and one in the back,
That's right.
just in case.
Right.
We didn't get it though.
I always run my dash cam
Yeah,
because, especially when I go up into Appleton or the South Towns, you
right.
never know when you're going to have that
Yeah.
one experience of what was that, and
Mhm.
constantly recording. And I love it. I love it. And again, it frees up your hands when you have the cameras. You can carry a
Yeah.
voice recorder. You can do things and enjoy the investigation. You don't have to worry about assembling all this stuff. And again, with the body cam, you can use them as static cams and place them around. Hit them record. Records 5 hours of full night vision, one charge. It's unbelievable. I don't do audio anymore on them because people will take them and go to the restroom. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't do that. Like, oh, I forgot it was on. And
Oh no.
I
Oh
don't
no.
do audio anymore. Just don't. Just give me the video. But it's fun. Like I said, we have a good time doing things. I love it's almost like reverting back to old school a little bit, yet it's modern technology. And now there's actually a cell phone that'll shoot full night vision. Boom.
Oh,
You
yeah.
imagine the live feeds? Here we go. And I use
Yeah,
that
I've
for
seen
filming.
that.
They're great and they're inexpensive. And
The cell
phone is
phone's an
that?
interest. I'm sorry, what, Melissa?
I was going to say, what cell phone is that?
they're tactical cell phones, and they sell them on Amazon for like $187. I think that was, and it comes fully gigged. I mean, they're heavy, but they run the Android, and I got to figure out Android how to make the main camera click on when you use Facebook Live. And it's just a firmware update. So can you imagine just having a cell phone in your pocket? I want to go live. Here we go. You're shooting full night vision on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you're doing a paranormal investigation.
Very
And
cool.
you can
My brain
attach.
exploded.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I'm going to,
My
when
techie
I
brain
get
is
it down,
like,
everyone's going to know. And I'll have the software updates for it. And I'll tell you where you can get them. Go for it and have a ball because it'll change everything we do.
It's probably in the Facebook app itself, or at least it is currently on other phones besides that. Like, you go live in Facebook, and that first time you give it permission to use that camera. And then after that, like, it automatically turns that on. But it's in the app itself of Facebook.
Yeah. And can you imagine plugging in a 360 conference mic on top?
Oh my.
That will record everything. The downside with that, to hear me breathing, and I'll wear a mask from COVID. I have these cloth. I'll wear that just so it doesn't sound like the guy behind the camera's dying. It's just one of those things where I don't want to pick it up me. I want it to pick up what's ever around me. And we get the weirdest things that happen on it too. We'll hear a voice say, "What does he have?" It's like, we heard it live. And again, you're lying skeptic. The people are out there, oh, he whispered it. And I'm like, you're going to get that. But in your head, That was live. And I have my headphones on when I'm holding it too. So now I'm hearing everything coming through instant. There's so much we can do. That's the new paranormal investigation. And I want to post it on my page once I figure it's worth it. And we can get an update for it, because I don't want someone to go out and buy it and become disappointed. I don't want to do that to somebody. When it's 100%, we're ready. I'm going to blitz it. Say, this is where you can get it. Have fun with it. And I look forward to all these live broadcasts. And the two IR lights that are on the phone itself are high powered. They'll get you 30, 40 feet. And then if you want, put an extender on, get 60, 70 feet into the dark. And it's true night vision. And it's scary.
So what page would you post all of your blessings on? That
It'll
our
be on
friends...
Joe ParaOddities. I like to keep it on that one because I have to be careful with the business one, because if you post it there and it's a business, people can sue you. Oh, you shouldn't have done my product like that. We didn't want that. If it's mine, it's my opinion. That's why I have the two separate pages.
So not the Paranormal Oddities venue page. You have a different
It would
one?
be Joe ParaOddities, the goofball one, I call it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll redo that then, because I shared your regular business page, which people can still follow and check out. But I'll look for the Joe.
Yeah, we're going to do some fun things. And we're going to do instant EVPs and coffees on Friday mornings.
Oh,
It'll be like
time?
7 a.m., 8 a.m.
Oh.
People getting ready to go to work. Put it on. I'll be live in a location, have a nice cup of coffee, and I'll have the Panasonic. We'll just boom, boom, fire some EVPs, see if we can get something to talk with us. Something as simple as that, and have some fun with it. I have a hard time doing TikTok. Yeah, I'm not young, so it's like
when are you going to start doing that, Joe?
All in September. September, everything launches. I want to get my ducks in order here first, because I have 2 walls I want to cut here. And next weekend, I'm bringing in the chainsaw. I'm ripping down the 2 half walls to open up the store a little bit more. And my wife thinks I'm crazy. I'm going to do it.
Kind of crazy.
I have those walls down in a half an hour, tops.
It's great stress relief, Joe.
Yeah, it is. And it's electric one too, so it won't make too much noise.
The walls coming down and my ear starts ringing like crazy.
Oh, yeah. The spirits are going to be like, what's he doing? What is he doing here?
I'm not stroking out over here. My ear just started like, ah.
You could get free labor for this, Joe. Get some friends or good customers and be like, just come take a whack at a wall.
That's right. You know? Whack-a-doodle. I'll bring a little
selfies in the drywall, like the Bill Stadium. Knock a chunk out, take it with you.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Haunted chunks of drywall.
Right. Retirement. Autograph it for them, Joe, and be like, "There you go. Take a piece.
There you go. Thanks for the whack."
Clean up and body labor, all right there. Contact Joe if you would like to knock out a wall. Now you mentioned before we went live, and speaking of things starting in September, you're going to start filming a docuseries as well. You were saying,
and I've taken my entire filming gear and I laid it on the table, and you look at it and you say, how can I make this better, much more portable and efficient? And I decided I am going to film all of it on the iPhone 17. And I tested it, and I use Apple Logs, which is a different type of filming. I actually bought these rigs that are meant for it. And I tested it, and I use a cinematic lens. So it gives me a thin, long. So when you go to the movie theater, you'll see that. It'll add flares to it. It does all this wonderful stuff. On my test one, I was blown away. I was literally like, I went back in my seat and I looked at my wife and she goes, what? I said, I can't believe what this phone can do. And I took all my other camera gear, I put it back, and I sold about 50% of it so far. Now I have 3 bags, little hipster bags that I wear. One's for filming, one's for photography, and the other one is for night vision filming. So I have the 3, and that's all I take with me. And it came out so good, so I can shoot a full doc in one day. One day. Oh. All my interviews, B-roll, A roll. All can be shot in one day. So if I'm interviewing someone and they're talking about how the door opened, and again, I just sit there and I'll write down as they're talking, doorknob, door handle, footsteps, and I know what my B roll is. And when I have the iPhone, I hold up a whiteboard in front of it, and it'll say A or B, so I know anything after that is B roll on the phone. And I'll go and I'll fire away all the B rolls, and I'll my checklist. A's for the main, with the main character, interview, what we're looking for, and I do that. And then the interviews I can do in a heartbeat, like just talk about it. Boom, boom, boom. I put this little microphone on them, and they just talk as we're walking, and I can film around them, and it comes out unbelievable. I just shot a sunset over Lake Erie, and I was interviewing someone, and it came out so good that I'm like, wait, whoa, this shouldn't be this good. And it's blowing me away.
Now, what's your docuseries going to be about, Joe?
It's going to be about locations, history, people, everything you could imagine. If it strikes me, I want to share the story. It could be something as simple as an elderly woman, just her day of just getting to the supermarket and back, telling the story of the struggles, what she has to go through. Things like that are captivating. I want to tell that story in little things like I have Christy London on. She's a medium. We're going to film her because I think she's incredibly, amazingly accurate, and just her story on how it happened, how she became this. I'm looking forward to filming that. My son's doing a lot down in St. Bonaventure, and he asked for help. When I go down to St. Bonaventure, that's where the Father Alphonse for the Hinsdale House went down and did the exorcist on the house. And they always tell me, you have to come back and film the one old chapel that's under the ground. You know, I leaned into the friar and I said, I would love to, but this is my son's gig. I don't want to be here. This is him. This is his freedom. I don't want Dad on the campus. And he goes, you're fine. I said, when he graduates and leaves, I'll be down. But he understood it. And I don't want to step on anyone's toes. That's his thing. When I drop him off, I say, I'll see you in 2 months. And he's like, good. Bye, Dad. And he's gone. But little things like that, the simplest things. I want to do a thing on paranormal gear, equipment, talk about it. The other day I walked through this cemetery that has native tendencies in it, where a witch and a medicine woman was executed, and they burnt her alive inside our cabin on that cemetery. And the neighbors all have paranormal activity. They say it runs through the yards, and they want to be part of this. And the other morning I'm just walking through and I'm getting this footage, and you see this thing go through the cemetery about 4 feet high. And again, me being me, I lowered the camera for a second because I was like, what is that? But you only could see it through the camera, not with the naked eye. And I thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, wait a minute, am I going blind now? But it just blew me away. That's what that series is. There's a couple other things. I'm doing a public ghost hunt, but I don't call it a public ghost hunt. It's called Investigate with Friends, because carrying that insurance rider is just too much. And I don't want to do it anymore. So we're going to, hey, we're all going to meet at the lighthouse. Who wants to go? I do. Put the name. Everyone pays the lighthouse, and we go and have fun. Mm-hmm. And I do have a service too, where you can rent this thing here, this ugly guy, and I will go ghost hunting with you. I bring the gear for the people who want to go. And I got a couple at the Hinsdale House. One's going to be, I think Iron Island. There was another one. They hired me out. I keep it cheap. I'm a cheap guy. And we just had some fun.
You need a better paranormal pimp.
Yeah, yes. I wear my fur coat, flex fur with the big hat.
To hell with sex trafficking. We're on to paranormal trafficking.
I've got the pimping down in Ohio. We need to train somebody there in New York for you, Joe.
Yes, I'm liking this idea.
I found the hardware store by St. Bonaventure. It's Worth Smith Co. Surplus. And it's literally 5 minutes from the college.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a link for it because you definitely need to check it out.
I will. I go back the 30th. We bring him back on the 30th. So
And then you're technically not on the campus. You're just like 5 minutes away. So
yeah, Olive Olean, and we got to run to Walmart and do all that, dorm stuff we got to do. And so
what
we'll
today?
stop by the old hardware. He'll look at me real strange, like, why are we here?
what are we doing?
Oh, it's a little after 11, and I know OSR is always waiting to get their hands on you, Kathy. And Joe, I'm sure you're a busy guy, but maybe you'll get contacted by people willing to help take out walls and cart away debris for you. Just
Yeah.
it. Next week, we are going to have Kathy remind me the name from Bill Manor.
We have Carlo. My brain just did a fart.
And I didn't warn you either. So, I mean, I
I'll
put
tell you
you
here
under
in
the
just
bus.
a minute. He's with Beale Mansion or Beale Manor, and he did Carlo Zusik. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name properly, but he owns the Beale Manor, and he's a really good guy. And speaking of OSR, sorry.
OSR.
Just right on cue. Their
So,
ears
yeah,
ringing.
he did confirm last night, so we are all set.
Okay, and that's kind of like a newer haunted location in the Ohio area.
And we were
Not new
just
that
out
it's
there.
like, yeah, I was gonna say not new because it's new construction, just new to a new owner being like, "Hey, weird shit happens. Come see and investigate it."
Mhm.
So this will be exciting. And Joe, maybe once we can get you into Ohio, we can hook you up with some places to
Road
go
trip.
investigate.
That'd be fun. Let's
We
all
need the
roll
Absolutely.
and
Google bus going.
investigate.
Like we really do. We can just keep it going between New York and Ohio constantly for things.
Yeah,
I tell you,
get
you're
on the
right
Google
there. So
bus. We drive it down, maybe dip into some West Virginian spots here and there.
yeah, and hopefully I can get down to now the event in May for the reformatory there, and
Yeah.
I've been trying to go for years, and it's tough when you run this, and you got events and everything. Now that's where I can just say, I'm locking the door today. I'm going on an adventure,
I
and
hope you do.
kind of excited about that. And I feel like a kid, the last day of school is coming and you're like, oh, I can't wait. So I'm going to do more of that stuff too. Get back out
Good.
there and just have fun with great people.
Well, if
Yeah.
you go, let me know. I will try. I really need to get back to Ohio. I don't. Time has been going crazy fast. But it would be fun to go because I've yet to be there. So it'd be really cool to go have the experience. We haven't gotten to work together in a while, so it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be great. And seeing
Kathy
everything.
and I might
Oh,
have to do a trip down to Savannah because Kathy, you got people down that way. And maybe we'll rope Joe and them in. Like now we're going to investigate down there. But poor Melanie has been like, when are you going to come
Nasty.
visit for many, many years since Marianne and I started this like years during COVID. So, and I'm like, I promise at some point we'll get down to Savannah. I just need a gem show or something to pop up along the way that I'm like, oh darn, took
For a
a
tax
wrong
write-off.
turn, ended up in Savannah. Oh darn.
The car just
Um,
pulled that way. Whoops.
the weight of the rocks just made my truck veer off course, and this is where we ended. So don't you worry, Melanie. But we have not forgotten. But yes, Savannah has a lot of activity.
Savannah's amazing. I just love Savannah.
so
Absolutely love
beautiful.
Savannah. Mhm.
But that being and just a quick little note, I know Joe, when you said like the measuring of the formation of these entities, and makes me think of Mike Ricksucker. And if you're okay with it, I might reach out to him. He's got a whole book on entities and shadow people and like some of the science that he knows behind it. And I just want to be like, have you measured frequency and light bending like Mike? Like I feel like that could be a really interesting topic about the
Yeah.
science behind this.
And it's scary because it could open something up, but are we ready for it? I always say that. Is society ready?
Yeah.
As a
It's,
math, probably not. For some of us, yes.
I mean, we're getting into the UFO thing out there now, and some people are terrified of it. And that's why I always say I have black curtains all over the windows. I don't like
It's weird, even with like my healing work, right? Like people are open to it. They come to me, right? It's not like I'm kidnapping them, and they're open to the energy work. They're open to certain parts, but God forbid you bring up aliens, and a lot of people are like, I don't believe in it. I'm like, well, newsflash.
Which is fine. I always
This
say,
isn't new.
live your life.
They've been around. But yeah, so it's hard. It really is hard sometimes to like not bring up those things, or when people ask, like they kind of some people actually almost expect you to lie to them and be like, no, that's not true. And it's like, well,
invest in tinfoil.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so Chris is going to be down in Savannah first week in October. Maybe Chris and Melanie can meet up.
There you go.
And Chris, go on my behalf, ma'am. You
Right.
are my, what's the old fashioned word where you would send your person out, your representative back in the day?
I know what you're talking about. But,
yeah. Carrying my notes on the scroll on the back of the horse down to Savannah.
live video for us. You can do some investigation on video for us. Hey, we could do that, couldn't we? If she went, we could like bring her on here talking about it while
Like
she's there.
live walking around, probably.
Sorry, Chris, I just threw you under the bus. Everybody's getting hit with the woo-woo bus today.
Well, Chris will be on with us here in a few weeks. Last week's conversation debate, I'm hearing rumblings in my community about what was said, and I'm like, funny that you're in this and you're not as open-minded. Or the which isn't Chris, but Chris was like, I had thoughts about what was said by one of the participants, and she's like, I want to explain better. And I'm like, come on. So spiritualism, the trance, so she's going to be on with us, and then we're going to do a more in-depth conversation with her on a different day on animal communication. Maybe if somebody thinks that they might be able to, but maybe it's just their imagination, or if you want to kind of start dabbling. But we will have Chris on here soon. But
I only have questions, Chris.
There's been rumblings in the local store community about last week, and I'm like, and good, it should have made people really think outside of their boxes. And it's interesting, but I'm going to be talking with one of them today and be like, so
okay, and I'm going to be in today because I'm dropping off stuff, so we'll talk too.
yes. Right, she's like, oh, I have thoughts. And I have so that one was pretty interesting after the fact over this last week of getting messages about it. But
now I need to know. I feel like I like missed part of it. You'll have to fill me in.
We're getting close to 20 after, and I know, Kathy, they're already trying to get a hold of you. And Joe, I don't know how busy you are, but you are a busy guy when it comes to finding a date that works with you. So I'm glad and thank you that you were able to join us.
Yeah, I love doing it. I enjoyed it. I really did.
I'm excited to kind of catch your EVPs and coffee, because I'm usually up at that time, and I would be wanting to hear what you might get.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's really laid back, and people at home can ask EVP questions. And I always say, make sure you have a coffee, tea, milk, whatever you drink, have it ready, and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
sounds fun.
This is my one day a week I drink coffee. I guess I'll have to add another one in.
There you go.
But thanks for joining, everybody. Gonna hop off here. We got adulting things that need to start. Responsibilities overrated, but here we are.
We'll let aliens come for us and take us.
But
until
have
next
a great
time.
Yes, we will see you guys next week.
All righty. Thanks, Joe.